Welcome back to our Let's Play of The Witcher. We're heading out to Fyke Island to do the Towerful of Mice quest. I've spent some time running around doing different...
Geralt, can you hear me? How goes it? Where are you?
Almost there.
Splendid. I shall contact you again soon.
Wait, this Xenovox. Can I contact you with it, or is it one way?
One way only, I'm afraid. You'll have to trust my feminine intuition.
Your what?
My feminine intuition!
Wonderful.
So I've done some running around, opening up chests and doing simple points of interest. I went back to the starter area, White Orchard, and finished that area up and touched all of the points of interest. I have a lot of documents to read that I haven't looked at. I think a bunch of them start quests. So we'll look at that. Front of my boat is all scratched up because I was trying to do a U-turn in a small canal. But okay. Oh, and we have a bunch of points to hand out because I hit a whole bunch of level up once, I think, but also hit a bunch of places of power. So I hit about at least 3 of those. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do with these points. Let's go ahead and at least do this one. For now, we can go to the next level. When vitality reaches 0, adrenaline points will immediately be consumed to restore it. The amount restored is based on the number of adrenaline points used. If no adrenaline points are available, a small portion of vitality will be restored. So this is a good one to pair it with this resolve, because then we don't lose as much adrenaline. Increase the chance of landing a fast attack critical by 2% and fast attack critical hit 15. Whirlwind. So we put 8 into... Oh. So where we put 8 into combat... Only 3 into science. We've been heavy Quinn. Active shield, I don't really care about that. Quinn intensity. That high one we care about, but I don't know if we'll get to that. I think alchemy we want to do some more with, and maximum toxicity. Good one. Mutagen decoction. Mutagen decoctions, and then also this potion overdose threshold. We have a lot of potions and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still thinking through what we want, and this is a low-level quest, so we should be okay.
Are you on the Isle yet? Go to Xenovox work. Can you hear me?
What? I can't hear. Great. Broken. Sheesh. Short-lived this magic.
What did you say? Something's amiss. You must be very careful.
Okay. So I didn't oil up there. Should have. Okay. So we've upped a bunch of oils because we found lots of chests as we were running around. So I remember there being like a ritual that happens here. Hmm. So I know we have level up stuff, and I know we have slots in our sword that we could,
Damn, you're ugly.
we could look up builds to see what would be more optimal, but so far we haven't had a lot of trouble. Okay. Optional. Use the magic lamp to find ghosts. We are damaged. Okay. Let's go ahead and fix whatever we broke. Tournament. Magic lamp. And then let's go back here and see if there are ghosts in this point. We saw a dead body down below. Let's go see if he was a ghost. Okay. Not really sure how this thing works. Oh, was that a chest? Would have missed that. Wonder if there's a way we could know when we're supposed to pop this thing out. I guess we'll just have to find one and then go from there. Probably too early for us to have this out, but okay, got some drowners over there. But we probably didn't need to pull this out until we got in to this ring. Anyway, let's go ahead and oil up. Still haven't found the necrophage. I don't know what things are. If things are in a random spots or they're in given spots and I've just been okay, I've got some houses. Okay, looks like we got a box up there. There we go. Give us some honeycomb. Oh, that's not what I intended to do. I just wanted to... torture device in a fishing house, fishing lodge, fishing, I don't know. That's a good find. Anything with this boat out here? Oh, there's a door. Ah, blocked. Old well. Okay. Okay, we can fast travel here now. Data tower full of mice. Explore the tower. We can get Igni up so we can get rid of this. Now back to Quinn. Oh, that's a hag. Hags. We fought a hag. So we fought a hag. We've never successfully fought a hag, I don't believe. As I was wandering around, I ended up running into some very dangerous things. Near, Oxenfurt, you know, I just went across the river and then got attacked by a basilisk, which was like level 30. Okay. Okay, let's put this away. Oh, man. Okay. What are hags? They are not beasts, not cursed, not draconids, not gargoyles, not hybrids, not insectoids. They are necrophages still. Okay. And Northern Wind Bomb, Quinn, Igni. Okay, let's go. We'll make a lap around the. Oh. We'll make a lap around the tower, and then we'll go up.
Let's try Kira's lamp.
Millie, we gotta flee. Quick now. Millie! Millie, what's with you?
I don't know. So burning. Ah!
What? No. No, stay back.
Don't leave me.
Okay. So there was a body here, and that's how we knew. Okay. I don't know if that's a back way and a front way, but we're gonna treat this.
Wonder what led them here. Hunger or greed?
Okay, so it's pretty obvious where we should be using our green.
Where's that noble? Lying here, quiet as a mouse, head split open like a rotted pumpkin. More like a peasant now, sloshing around in his own blood and shite. Where's that noble?
Oh, I think I reset it.
Lying here, quiet as a mouse, head split open like a rotted pumpkin. More like a peasant now, sloshing around in his own blood and shite. Be nothing noble about him.
Too quick a death they gave him. Should have been made to suffer.
He's not the end of it. Sons can suffer for him, and the daughter. To the top!
Place is full of rats. As many dead as alive. Think they're feeding on...
Judge Geralt, stop. You needn't be so detailed.
Peasants didn't come here to ask nicely.
Okay, so we have torches that light up automatically with kind of a green light. So, some sort of magic on this tower. Green flame in the hearth.
Blood. Many must have died here.
That's not creepy. Just make sure this is the door out. Oh, it's locked. Well, we going down first. Okay.
Rich folk. Doubt I'll ever understand them. Keeping rats in cages like rabbits.
Let him out, maybe? Like to die of hunger if we leave him there.
I'd sooner burn the vermin. Releasing him's not like to bring no good. Imagine the harm they'd do if they swam back to the village.
Swam? Rats? How do you figure they'd do that?
You needn't fret for 'em. Clever little bastards. Clever than you.
They seem sluggish to you. Got the mange, maybe? Oh, and that stench!
These guys don't know that rats can swim? And if they're deciding to let it out, they probably, or talking about it, they probably don't think anybody's here to take care of them anymore. So that probably happened after they killed whoever was here. So creepy rat breeding area, but other than that, not much.
Don't start, Annabelle. Back to your craft. Always bending my ear about fool peasants. I'll not hear of them again. That simpleton turned your head, but one Graham hardly makes the rest courtly, one and all.
My lord, peasants. They're through the door in the tower.
Okay, so it only seems like certain points trigger, not just any dead body. Okay. Well, we got something in here. Let's peek in. What's in this room?
Gold! Piles of it! Oh, won't do the dead any good now, will it? Strange it's still here. The noble died a time ago. Who's that? Show yourself. Anyone there? Who? Who are you? Ah!
So something killed the ghost? Okay, I want to see what's out this door. Okay, we can get to the other side. Can we jump up and grab the next? No. Diagram for Torhairn and for Full Moon. So Torhairn is probably sword or something. I was gonna say Full Moon was probably a bomb, but no. Okay, increases maximum vitality, and it needs dark essence. Okay. Oh, decoctions. Did we have something about a water hag? Grave hag. Okay, so I've seen a grave hag, but it was quite a bit above us. Water hag. So we killed a water hag, but it didn't drop our decoction. Or didn't drop our mutagen. Things falling apart up here. Cool painting. but this place is obviously haunted.
Where are you? Have you got to the laboratory at the top of the tower yet?
I'm at the top. Nothing here that looks like a laboratory.
Then you've not reached the highest level. Look for a passage.
We got some scratches there. Okay. Wonder what that did.
Someone dragged something across the floor. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly. Someone dragged something across the floor. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly.
Oh, you're crying.
Someone dragged
Not
something across the floor.
what I care about.
Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly.
Okay, so we can't put that out. Oh. Do these not both need to be down? Okay.
Looks like a laboratory. Pretty well equipped, too.
There's things growing.
Experimenting on humans. Never would have gotten away with it if the Conclave were still in charge.
Okay, enhanced relict oil. Not sure I figured out what a relict is.
Why did you leave? You claimed to love me. I'm cold. Why has no one come for me? I cannot leave this place. I see no way out. Who are you? Do you seek to hurt me as well?
I'm a witcher.
I'm a witcher. I want to lift the curse that grips this island. Your turn to tell me who you are. The other ghosts, they couldn't see me.
I'm special. Always was. The rare beauty. The Lord's daughter. These lands, as far as the eye can see, were ours. My family and I, we hid in the Mage's Tower to await the war's end, the end of hard times. It was not to be forever.
Mage who lived here. Who was he?
Alexander? I hardly knew him. He spent most of his time locked away in this tower. He's dead too, you know. They're all dead. Mountains of corpses, yet I stand here alone, all alone. They've all abandoned me. Even he who promised me everlasting love. You will abandon me as well.
If I can lift the curse, you yourself will be free to leave. Tell me what happened here. Peasants sailed to the island to ask for food. Is that true?
No. They came to rob and kill. They thought us rich, believed we'd stowed ourselves away here to laugh at their misery. Yet we had little food as well. too little to share with those who came. They slaughtered everyone. I heard my father cry out, but the mage told me not to reveal myself or let anyone in. He gave me a potion. If I was discovered, I was to drink it. He said everything would be all right.
What kind of potion was it? Remember its smell? What it looked like?
I remember only that I feared to drink it.
Didn't trust the mage?
In the village, they claimed he meddled in disease. Not curing it, but causing it. They said he lured rats into the tower, infected them with the Catriona. Only rumors, surely, but I was afraid. So horribly afraid. And then I heard him. My beloved Graham. He called to me. I opened the door for him, but others rushed in. They lunged at me and...
Your beloved failed to save you. Why?
There were too many. Leave her be, he shouted. He grabbed at them, tried to stop them. They just laughed.
Did they hurt you?
She's
They
dead.
gripped my arms, tore at my dress. I managed to free myself and drink the potion, and then... nothing.
Poisoned. That how you died?
No, for I later awoke. I was alone, it was dark. Only there were rats everywhere. Dozens. Hundreds. And I couldn't move.
Sleeping potion. Effects hadn't worn off yet. You were paralyzed.
They were everywhere. All over me like insects. My face, my hands. I felt them rip open my skin, then crawl into my stomach. They tore me apart, and I could not even scream. Have I not suffered enough? Why can't I leave this place?
Okay.
You weren't the last to die on this island. Found a fresh corpse in the tower.
The island's a dangerous place. Folks should not venture here. I too wish to leave.
The dead man. Looked like a monster had attacked him, recently. The tower home to anything else?
How am I to know? There's lots of wraiths here. I hear them whispering every night.
Not talking about ghosts. A monster who hunts here. You must have noticed something.
I don't know. I've noticed naught. Why do you ask? Why must you press me so? You're to be my savior, not my tormentor.
Can you talk to the island's other specters?
No, I'm alone here. The others, they flee when they see me. I know not why. You do not fear me, do you?
No. Used to dealing with ghosts. Though, gotta admit, there's something about you. You're different. How can I help you?
A curse born of hatred binds me to this place. Only love's power can hope to lift it, but who could love a wraith?
And your beloved, he dead too?
Grail? No, he lives. I would know if he died. But he fled and abandoned me. Left me here all alone.
Maybe you could strip the curse of its power by forgiving him. You might cleanse the Isle. Your beloved, who is he? A noble son?
No, a poor fisherman. My father objected, strongly. He did not see us together. I miss him so. Each night I walk to the island shore to gaze upon the village. Does he remember me still?
Said before you can't leave the tower.
Did I? You must have misheard.
I don't think so.
I don't know anymore. It's all a nightmare to me.
As I see it, you're the curse's focus. The other ghosts on the island, their auras aren't nearly as strong as yours. My medallion started pulsating as soon as we started talking.
I don't know what you mean, but you do seem to know some things. You could be right. My fate is tied to the Isle, I feel that. Perhaps because I am heiress of these lands.
It could be your blood ties to the land, the base of the curse, that is. If so, forgiving Graham, laying your resentment to rest should lift it.
I loved him. I'm prepared to forgive him. But I must know that he regrets what he did. Take my bones to him. He must bury them. This will be our farewell. Will you speak to him? Will you do this for me?
Yeah, I don't trust her, but...
Fine, I'll talk to Graham. Where will I find him?
He lives in the village on the lakeshore, yet... What if he's forgotten me?
If he loved you, he'll remember, and want to help.
He said he would always love me. Go to him. Make haste, please.
Mage Alexander's Log, Part 1. Okay, we will give that a read. Okay, looks like we can slip out here. Ah, nice. Enhanced necrophage oil. Awesome. We use that a lot. Good, and Severe Dragon's Dream. So Dragon's Dream is a poison bomb, I believe. Whoa.
Kept in there until the end. What a shitty way to die.
Yep. But those are bodies, not bones. The rats didn't make it up here. Okay. Real quick before we take out of here, leave out of here, let's go ahead and read Alexander's quest or information. I have a lot of things that I picked up from like pirates and smugglers and stuff like that, so it'll probably show us a lot of these things. Okay. The Mage Alexander's Log, Part 1. My experiments continue to return results I must consider unreliable. Methodological errors are not at fault. The problem lies in the shoddy and fallible research material I am forced to work with. Despite his prior assurance, Visrad is unable to provide me with enough moderately healthy specimens for my tests. Most of the material is starved and terrified, having been dragged here straight from the dungeon. I waste a great deal of time daily washing and delousing them before I will so much as let them step foot into my laboratory. Sterility first. As Marty Sodergren managed to prove in her little-known work, the attitude of a patient undergoing treatment can have a significant impact on the battle against the disease. Unfortunately, the volunteers with which I am supplied do not show sufficient comprehension, let alone enthusiasm, for the noble work in which they are taking part. In fact, it seems they consider the research part of their punishment. I've tried a few times, though I am but a poor speaker to convince them that they are contributing to the eradication of one of the greatest plagues tormenting mankind. I had the distinct impression that they understood little, but perhaps their stupor was merely the result of early stages of illness. Of course, it is impossible to achieve success without significant sacrifices. The overwhelming majority of them will have to lay down their trifling lives on the altar of learning. But that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. So, Alexander was experimenting on prisoners. And this is part 1, so that means there's at least a part 2 somewhere. Unsent letter, dear Papa, the wedding is over. It's done. It didn't all go exactly like I imagined as a little girl, but well, you always taught me to make the most of what I've got. We're traveling now, so I'll send this letter as soon as we arrive. I'll start with what I'm sure interests you the most, financial matters. As I'm sure you've noticed, a few crowns have gone missing from your lockbox. The cupboard's a couple silver plates lighter, and your jewelry box isn't near as full as it once was. I took it as my dowry. No doubt much less than you would have given, but I found myself a worthy partner. But tough, that's life. Kurt, as you likely call him, that good-for-nothing, bare-assed lazybones, is now my husband, and your daughter's precious purity, which you cared about more than her feelings, tears, or pleadings, well, it's only a memory now. We'll soon arrive at our destination. Naturally, I won't tell you where exactly that is, just in case you get in your head to come visit. Wherever it is, know your silver will be enough to set up a nice home. That's important, because I'm expecting a child. Are you glad? I doubt it. You always said poor matches are only produce mutts and scoundrels, so it's a good thing you never have to see this one. Jeanette. So, I don't remember where all of these were found. We found them, a lot of these, along the beach that were either attacked by drowners or attacked by pirates, or there was a big section of cannibals. So, Jeanette is probably dead. Okay. I don't struggle no more, but I've set aside plenty of coin and ain't interested in risk. Just want to enjoy time with your wife and kiddies. But I gotta ask for you for a favor. We gotta move one more load, and it's the last, I promise. It's a simple job, a couple of chests, risk minimal, and the reward substantial. Please do it, if not for the gold, then at least for old time's sake. Smuggler's note. Those were the days. You'd smuggle a few bottles of hooch into Oxenford, then loiter about the dormitory selling it to students. You'd come away with a hefty sack of coin. They'd have their spirits filled for studying. Then along came Radovid, who shut down the university, chased the students away, and positioned ballista on the riverbank to sink everything floating up or down the Pontar, swans included. But there's not been a dark cloud yet that didn't have a silver lining. Yesterday I saw a brave soldier sink a merchant vessel. Went straight to the bottom, it did, along with its whole crew and its cargo. A shame about the men, really, but it would just as big a shame to let those goods go to waste. So me and Martin will fish them out and dry them off and sell them. Maybe at least I'll have something to put in my pot. So some of these triggered quests, or reading these now might trigger quests, I'm not sure. Yesterday we found a silver basin and a ruby brooch on the bottom. Means Queen Zulika's treasure really is somewhere around here. Maybe in the hold of one of these wrecked ships off the west coast, but we can't check them at the moment. Waves are too high. We'll have to wait till the seas calm. We're pitching camp. So I found an area with a bunch of wrecked ships, but there was a high level undead guarding them. Letter. Villard, you old bastard. I ken where you can scrub up the coin to pay off your many debts. Velen. Now blatherheads say that those bogs ain't worth a muffled fart from a saggy sow. But don't you believe them, mate. They dunna ken shite from sugar. A man can make a killing there, and a dwarf can do twice as good, I'm sure. So here's the crake. While crossing Velen a week or so past, I spied a few well-dressed stiffs lying about the forest, travel bags untouched. Refugees fleeing the war, and whoever flies up to them first gets all their worldly belongings. You know what? You ken what I'm saying, mate? Grab a chest, head off, cross the Pontar post haste, and strip those stiffs of rings, necklaces, and everything else before some nimbler prick does. Oh, but keep a sharp axe around your belt all the while, for Velen's pure heaving with monsters. But hey, it's all in the name of a good cause, filling your pockets. Your ever-living Gringan. Bloodstained document. I've stopped the bleeding. I need to collect my thoughts. I could go for help. There's a village not far. I can hear dogs barking. People would see what uniform I wear. They'd ask what I was doing in the swamps. They'd figure it out. They'd take everything, maybe kill me. This is Velen after all. I've lost a quart of blood, maybe more. If the wound is still clean come dawn, I should pull through. I'll leave at daylight. Maybe then the drowners won't attack. I'll bury the treasure and head to Novigrad. Should be able to find a decent man there to patch me up. Someone who won't ask questions, who doesn't care if you're a deserter. All that's left to me now is to pray that no one sees the tracks I left, that they don't follow the blood trail and find the treasure. But no one will come through here, I hope. Everything will be fine. So I probably should have been reading these exactly where I found them. They would make more sense in context and might have been stuff that I left behind. Highwayman's notes. And they say crime doesn't pay. Ha, never heard greater fucking rubbish in my life. It pays like fucking mad. We took so much loot from that old sod that we won't drink it all up in a year's time. Not even if we down common spirits like it's water and chase it with dry white from Beauclair. Some might blather nonsense about the gods punishing us and whatnot, but I'm too old to believe in fairy tales. We'll next stop Novigrad. We'll sell what we took and live like kings. Spy note. 15th day of observation. Back in camp. Bought in heaps of plunder, mostly armor and weapons, but this time a sealed chest too. Towards dusk, a man delivered rations of food and drink. The next day, messengers arrived in the camp before dawn. Caused quite a stir. They immediately organized a group to transport the chest. After dusk, I'll try to track down where they carried it to. Didn't move the case far away, just abandoned hut near the hold mill. Set up a watch, so I wasn't able to get closer. Every man in the camp has been drinking since yesterday afternoon. If we attack now, we'll obliterate them. Too bad the commander only sent one man, me, to this outpost. I'll try to sneak in tonight if fortune smiles on me. Perhaps one man will be enough. Soaked letter to His Excellent Velerad, Lord Mayor of Vizima. Your Excellency, we can wait no longer. The scouts say the Black Ones are already readying their siege equipment. If you wish to escape your life, please present yourself at Vizima Temple Quarters. Sewer entrance tomorrow at the crack of dawn. There is not much room on the boat, so take with you only your closest family and most valued treasures. I shall provide a few men to act as guard, but not too many, for I do not wish to attract unwanted attention. We shall sail through Black Soul, Stoonwar, White Orchard, and Charsk. From there we shall continue on horseback. Yannick Dillon. P.S. Do not tell anyone about your flight. We do not wish to arouse panic. Pirate Leader's Notes. Nothing quite like war. The Redanians and Nilfgaardians are at each other's throats and no one pays a whit of attention to us. We can rob, raid, and kill till we get bored of it, which will never happen. Usually I never set ashore near populated places, but this time we had no choice. Our boat started taking on water after the last storm. We had to drag her onto dry land for some repairs. We were ready to fight when we stepped onto the beach, but no one even tried to chase us off. Sometimes some of the Baron's blowhards come to us, but taking care of them's no trouble. Since we're not in particular hurry, I've decided to build us a new vessel instead of patching up the old dinghy. Why not? Best take advantage of the turmoil while it lasts. I hear there's a boatyard nearby. That'll do just fine. And while we wait for a new ship, I'll send men out to look for Queen Zulika's famous treasure. If it's worth a tenth of what I've heard, we'll all be rich. Well, I will, at least. Okay, boss, we've looked and looked for that Zulika's treasure. And what have we found? Fuck, beg your pardon, all. Though we have mighty enjoyed eating our fill of the oysters we fished off the bottom. You sure that map's the real deal, boss? Not some counterfeit? Because it seems to us that sailors cheated us. But we'll keep looking around till something eats us or till you give us other orders. Okay. Out in the bog where we dig peat, there's a beast. What feeds on men and spurts out a deadly mist all around. I think I read that. I think we got this off of a sign. Baby brother, I got your letter. The children are healthy, thank you. Little Ruckleith's not so little anymore. He's almost as tall as my shoulder. Kit sweet as ever. But enough small talk. I'm glad you were able to return to your own home. I'm worried though. Are you sure those pirates have gone away for good? Best have eyes in the back of your head and don't burn any lights at night so that no one cruising the coast can spy you. Dear Vesey, we couldn't afford to pay for ourselves and Patrick, so we sent the young lad to you. I know things are tough your way too. That you've three tags of your own. So know that if we didn't have to, I'd not ask this of you. But here in Velen, well, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. Please care for Patrick like your own son. We'll come back for him as soon as the war's over. 1,000 thanks, Hannah. P.S. Patrick's got a sack of coins in his bags, enough to pay his guide what we agreed on. You shouldn't have to add anything of your own. P.B.S. Patrick's afraid of the dark. If you can leave a candle burning by his bed. Scrawled note. Things are going better and better for us. We pitched camp in the heart of the forest near the old mill and have already done quite nice for ourselves. Folks are poor, so they say, but squeeze them and something always pops out. Sack of grain here, a few crowns there. Not bad for easy work, certainly better than the army. At least we've got something to fill our bellies, and the risk that we'll pay for all this with our lives, well, is still less than when we were charging the nymphs at Natalus's order. Okay. Okay. So, seems we need to go find Graham. Yeah, so there we've upgraded a bunch of our quests. So basically I just run around doing those while I was watching YouTube videos. Who said that? Is that Annabelle or one of the rats? Guess I could just jump down, it'd be faster. Oh, I was thinking we need like a slow fall potion or something like that. Superior Dragon's Dream. We need Optima Matter, Allspice, and Brionia. So that's a flower. Allspice I think we've had to buy, and that's something we can buy as well. But enhanced necrophage, so relic oil. We need cave troll liver. Bear fat is all we need. Good to know. These need specific body parts. So we can go farm insectoids, I think, to try to find that. But we want to find a bear or bear fat. So we can up our necrophage attack. Because we fought lots of necrophages. Okay. Basically going to the island we started at. And there's a boat over here. And we...
What now, you piece of filth?
One more. I wonder if this, if this lamp will be useful going forward. Because she said we could keep it. So Graham is probably at this first fishing hut. The door was locked last time we came by. Can't do that now. Well, that guy didn't get in.
I want to talk.
You're deaf, damn it! I told you. Who are you?
I'm a witcher.
What of it? Why should I care?
I've been to the island. I know what happened there.
What do you want of me?
Want to talk to you about Annabelle.
Annabelle? What can you know about her?
I met her. Talked to her.
Annabelle's dead. Drank poison. And I couldn't save her.
Did you love her?
Something mad. Loved her so deep I believed we'd come through, believed we'd be together. Of course, it was not to her father's liking. His daughter and a plain lout.
What happened on Fyke Isle? You gotta tell me.
'Twere Millie, Finch and Faulkner. They rallied the men, all roughs, to go to the Isle, take back what was ours from the noble. They knew I was known at the tower, that the Lord's servants would open the gate for me since I sold them fish.
They force you to go with them?
No, I saw my chance in it, for Annabelle and me to flee. But it all spun in a chaos. Our boys from the village, they started killing everyone. Annabelle, they wanted to rape. 'Twas then she drank the poison. Mage must have gave it her. I ran out the tower hollering that I wanted to die, cursing them all to hell. Don't force me to speak of it. No more, please.
Said you were hollering as you fled the tower, the island. What exactly did you say?
I don't remember. I wanted them to pay for what they'd done to her.
Might have cursed them. There's a powerful magic aura on Fyke Isle. Passions, evil intent, strong emotions of any kind can activate it. Your words could be the curse's source.
She took the poison because of them.
It wasn't poison. Annabelle drank a strong sleeping potion. Mage wanted to protect her, make it look like she was dead. Convinced everyone.
But that means... Is she... You said you spoke to her?
Spoke to a ghost. By the time she awoke, Tower was full of cold corpses. And rats. She was warm meat. Rats ate her alive.
You mean... She was alive the whole time? But... Can't be. She was cold all through like a corpse. I shook her, begged her, open your eyes. I never thought...
It's not your fault. No guilt in not knowing, and you couldn't know it wasn't poison she drank.
Gods, what have I done? If I had stayed behind to bury her,
That would
I
have been a
didn't
good
know
idea.
she was alive. It might have ended different, ended well.
If you'd stayed on the island, I doubt you'd have survived.
I'd take death
there's
over
that too.
leaving her to the rats like that. But there's naught I can do about it now.
Wrong on that count. Annabelle needs you. Her soul will only find peace if you help her.
But what can I do? It's too late.
Bury her bones. Annabelle should be laid to rest by one who loved her. It's the only way to lift the curse that holds Fyke Isle.
Those are her bones.
Yes.
Give them here. And leave me be.
Okay, we'll go that way and see what's in that building.
Looks like rain. Annabelle was not originally a ghost. She's a pesta, and now she's free.
Okay. It seemed like that was
A
a...
girl and plated flowers. Looks like a small shrine.
Looks like things didn't end as happy as I thought they did. Should have known in The Witcher. We want to find some bears. Or a bear. The bears. I wish when I heard I could figure out what things were. Though these are all going to be wolves because they travel in packs. But I got a little sloppy there. Enhanced Draconid.
You's the one brought soured wine. Curse is your fault as much as mine.
What are you doing here?
What? The sun flying from the moon? We're making offerings to the All-God, clearly.
You too can seek his aid. That's if you got fitting offerings. He scorned ours, then cursed the old village.
The All-God, you call him. First I've heard. Is some new deity?
Nay, 'tis ancient, revered by our forefathers. They say it were like this. Roslav of Oriton came here to gather brushwood. And suddenly, for no reason, a bush burst into flame. Then, Roslav heard a voice from the ground, demanding offerings and obedience.
We've been coming here since then, bearing gifts, in exchange for which the All-God watches over us, keeps us from evil.
Mm-hmm. Plain to see that. So, what's wrong with your offerings?
You needn't mock us, you can see right well we brought scraps. Before the war, I wouldn't give this such to me elms. But what can we do? Such are the times.
And they're like to get worse. All-God said if he don't get a rafter of bacon and a barrel of beer at least, the rivers will fill up with frogs and locusts or some such will devour the harvest.
I could intercede on your behalf with this All-God of yours. Got a feeling we'd come to an understanding.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt to try. To speak with him, you have to stand before the altar and cry out, "All God, help a poor wretch in need." Who knows, he might just listen to a foreigner.
Let's look and see how hard the quest is. So I failed another quest. I didn't check and see why. While wandering Velen, Geralt happened across a woman who was weeping violently. That happened. She explained that her betrothed had gone into the woods to check his traps, but never returned. She feared the world's worst. Geralt calmed her and promised to check what had become of her beloved. So that just stopped. It just failed as I was running around. I don't know. I was fighting cannibals. I don't know if he became a cannibal or papers. It's not a main quest, is it? So, probably a greedy god. It's level 7, okay.
Something here. Where's that artifact Kira gave me?
Oh. It's an illusion. Okay. Okay. What do we think All God is? Beast. Person. Cursed. Necrophage. Vampire. Elemental. Spectre. Insectoid. I'm betting it's a relic like the trolls are. Okay, let's see what this guy has to. Oh, so I just barely was able to save there.
What? Who dares disturb my divine being?
Geralt of Rivia. Pleasure. Expected the All-God to be corporeal in form, but never thought he'd be corpulent. Fattened up nicely at those peasants' expense.
Expense? Expense? Not a word about the help I give in return. Blessings, absolutions, enlightened advice. Believe me, these folks need all of it. I'd watch over them still if they fulfilled their end. But lately they offer these pathetic scraps.
That they steal from the mouths of their children, and to make matters worse, you cast a curse on them.
And I'll not lift it till they bring me worthy offerings. I'm to settle for curds and whey? Not a chance. And you can tell them that.
Been in this hole long?
For a century or so. One winter I found shelter here. Built a fire so large the flames leapt through the crack. Lit the bushes above. I coughed from the smoke. And suddenly heard a peasant. A voice out of nowhere, he called. A miracle. Thus, I became a god.
Parasite, more like.
Maybe so. But what of Freya and Melitele then, Demanding prayers and offerings, giving naught in return? I talk at least.
So, I'm not gonna let him continue to squeeze the peasants dry. We could continue, let this guy continue to let them think he's a god. Or end everything. I think we're gonna go ahead and
Got
end
an idea
everything.
how to resolve this. I'll just kill you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that on fire? Did we get a bestiary? Ogrid, relic, Sylvan. Sylvans are cruel and greedy and treacherous. Still, I prefer them to Dwayne. So I think that's the elf word for just like normal people, because we got called Dwayne. Sylvans and Yakshasas, a kindred species, are extremely rare woodland creatures. Those appearance combine traits of goats and rotund men. These beings usually pose little danger, for they limit their contact to humans to playing harmless, though often bothersome tricks and eating crops from the fields. Okay, well, I know that's not what people asked for. Redivid 5, the stern, the hard slog to greatness. Superior dancing star. blood. Could be other pigs, but... Ta-da! Killed your god.
Anything
Yay!
Got good news. Your god's dead. It was actually a run-of-the-mill monster. Sentient, but mean. Took advantage of you. You went hungry, while it grew new chins.
What have you done? The old god warned us. Said if he ever departed, death would await us all. Come on, Tribor. We must tell the others. Only group prayer can save us now.
You gotta walk around. Wastrel Manor.
I saw you in Vizima.
Sure you did. Yeah. It's only slightly faster. Actually, with loading times, it's probably slower. No, that wasn't bad. Come on, Roach. It's on the other side. Yeah, and he'll be here by the time I actually run to them.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Let's do some...
Bet the old witch who lived here left you a bunch of interesting sundries.
She did indeed. I gather you'd like a look.
Very much so.
Okay, well, we will go ahead and pick up after this. So, join me again for next episode.